I suspect that my uncle is arranging a marriage for me behind my back. He constantly wants me to meet this specific guy for dates and go for his family gatherings. Guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, Stesh is my name and I'm very happy to have you today. For the new people that have not yet subscribed to the channel, just a moment of silence for you to do so. That was fast. And when you subscribe, it helps my channel grow, and I would really appreciate it if you turn on the notification bell as well, so you can receive information, you can receive notifications when I post a video every weekend. So today's video is basically about multiple situations that people are going through, and I tend to believe that when we are in some of these situations, some of them are not even determined by the fact that I'm African and someone else is Caucasian. You know, it's just that we are in that particular space at a given time of our lives. Some of those are relationship related, some of them are family related, boundaries and everything as such. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Maybe to give you further information on why we are discussing some of these situations, it helps that we all don't know everything, because I'm also here to learn from you guys and you guys are also here to learn from me, and some of these situations are from different channels whereby people are going through these things, and I tend to believe that for every one situation there could be 10 or 100 other people experiencing the same thing and they don't know how to deal with it. So that's why it's important for us to be able to have platforms like this where people are talking about their issues, where people are able to discuss whatever it is they are going through, and we come up with solutions and help one another. So this is our first situation. I am 29 years old, and in the neighborhood there is a young guy that just moved in close by next to our apartments. I like him because he seems to have his life well put together. Meanwhile, he's 24 years old. Everything seems great about him. He's great company, we have good banter, and I feel like there is a spark and chemistry. My biggest worry is the age gap. What do I do? So first of all, I strongly believe in all love is love and everything like that, but if you say you are 29 right now, and this is just going to be from my perspective in the realistic way that I see it. If you say you are 29 and he's 24, chances are that, okay, yes, one, it's a given he's younger than you, but also in terms of maturity, ladies do mature much faster than guys. And that's just how naturally it is, that for us, the way we see things at 24 is different from how a guy will see things at 24. Yes, you guys are in love, yes, you guys have chemistry, there is great banter and everything like that, but what happens when it comes to things like commitment? Is that something that he's up for? What happens when it comes to things like financial discipline and savings and investment and building a home, building a family? First of all, when you say, what do I do? Is this something that you're looking at in long term or short term? And first of all, this channel, just a disclaimer, this channel is a safe space. So if I'm asking questions like this, is to just get you wondering, what are you looking for? And I'm very well aware that there is just something about young, you know, but you have to sit down and evaluate. You as a person, do you have relationship goals right now? Where you're hoping to go? And when you talk to this person, is that something that they're willing to do with you, you know? I'm not shaming anyone here. He's 24 years, she's 29 years, but they could have something. And this is just to the lowest of percentages, to be honest, because at the end of the day, the things that will frustrate you about this young guy, you'll easily forget how exciting everything else is, because the way he sees things and the way you see things will be totally different when it comes to things like maturity, finances, family. Is this something that you're going to discuss with your family members if you decide that you guys are in an exclusive committed relationship? I don't think so, because that's something that you might want to hide, which is not a good thing, because when you go into church, they'll definitely find that you'll have to give in your birth certificate, his birth certificate, and it will be way clear that you guys are younger. Then on top of that, women physically will mature much faster, especially when we give birth. So you don't want to be walking around with some guy, darling, it's okay, love is love, but I think you ought to sit down and evaluate and also consider all those things. it feels nice right now, but there are things that will come up, and the way he deals with things versus how you would expect him to deal with them, that might be the biggest concern, because boys remain boys sometimes, and that's something you need to bear in mind, even when you all have a spark and chemistry. The second question, this one is an actual situation that came through from one of the people that follow my channel, but she sent it to me via Instagram, and she said that it's okay if I talk to other people. Actually, she sent this for the Thursday situation, but I thought I should bring it on here so that we can, discuss and get to give her a solution. Here goes. While we were in uni, my friends and I had a group of friends with whom we used to party. This was just last year. After a truth and dare game in which her boyfriend was dared to kiss me, he really now wanted to follow up and actually do it, even outside the game. Truth is, I have feelings for him, and I know it would hurt my best friend for her to know that I have feelings for her guy, because we're not just friends, but we have been close friends for a really long time. I like him and I am highly tempted to indulge, but I am scared this will hurt my friend's relationship, and also we shall never be together with this guy. What do I do? First of all, children of God, can we stop playing games in people's relationships? Those games of truth and dare are really nice until people want to cross boundaries, right? Someone is told maybe give so and so a lap dance, and you're like, hey, let's do this. It's just a lap dance. Meanwhile, your girl has never given you a lap dance in this universe and probably doesn't even know how to. So now you start nursing the idea, you see? Okay, so back to the point. Darling, if you really treasure your friend's relationship with you, I think this is something that you should throw out the window. There are many people out there to fall in love with, many people to make out with. It's not that deep, honestly. It was just a kiss. And I don't even want to imagine that it was those ones where, your head is like this and his head is like this and you're all in the moment. It was probably just, a small thing. And the fact that you guys were okay with that in the beginning does not now mean it has to graduate into a whole different thing. Guys, let's be serious. This is a new year. We are not doing these things. My thought is block his ass, because at the end of the day, when your friend gets to find out, she will be angry at both of you, but she will forgive him and she will not forgive you. Meanwhile, you say you have been at this friendship for so many years, so letting a man come between you two, I think that's not fair, that's not good, and that's not cool. Because your friendship, there is a reason as to why you have been friends this long. You will lose out on a great friend for a thing that's not even a relationship, a thing. And if he wants to follow through, that speaks volumes about the kind of man that he is. And that's not someone that you want your friend to have. But at the end of the day, that's not your battle to fight. Let her discover who he is on her own terms. Because mubagala natosayo chicho, you do not come and be like, you remember the other day when this happened? I know I would like to be told, but there are things whereby it's okay for you to let the other person discover on their own who this person is. Because again, even if you say that you're going to come and tell her, he might literally deny you. He will say, no, I've never told her such a thing. And say if you've been deleting messages because you don't want your friend to find out, then that means you don't even have evidence. But also, you're not the one to come between people's relationships. Going on to situation number 3, here goes. My young brother is a very lovable guy, and he and my fiancé, husband-to-be, are very pretty close. I noticed while we imagine he's at school, that's university, he's hanging out at his house or even asking him for pocket money. I don't like that at all, because I feel like he's just taking advantage of my husband-to-be's nice stroke fiancé. What do I do? Okay, so this is a very interesting question, because now this comes with creating boundaries in families. Boundaries are hard to create, but then boundaries with family members are harder to create. So as two guys, he probably doesn't see what's wrong with that. And he might think you as a sister are overthinking it, or are just being, moody about the whole situation. But I feel like in-laws should always be in-laws. There should be a line. Yes, you can be friends. Yes, you can be friends, but from personal experience, there is always that thing whereby you'll never be family. You'll never be family. They'll always look at you a certain way. They have certain expectations of you. So, in the fact that you have found out, first of all, talk to your fiancé, because he's encouraging this guy to come around, and I know he doesn't see anything wrong about that, but in fact, the first person to talk to is your brother, to create those boundaries that yes, I know you and so have a great friendship going on, and I'm really happy about that, because who would not want that? But I would like you to be able to draw a line. I don't want to hear that you'll be asking him for money, because then what does that say about our family? Be honest with him, sit him down. I'm sure a compasser is not a young person. They are able to know what's wrong and what's right. So even when they can do it once in a while, but these things of every weekend he's at his home playing my PlayStation, I think that's crossing the boundary way too much, especially in your absentia. So find a way to communicate to him without being rude about it. Let him see that that's crossing the lines way too much. You guys are not yet married, even when you're in the process of. But even when you get married, that might end up being the similar situation. So if he's lacking in any way, maybe advise him to get like a job or something, like those small campus jobs of customer care or something, so that he's not getting used to your husband to be giving him money. Because the day he says no, that could be the day now things, just go around in circles of, I thought this guy was my birthday, now what's he doing, and all like that. So what you don't want to do is to get this guy to now get entitled to your fiance's space and, getting overly getting used to him like that. I think it's important for you to draw boundaries, to let him know that if you're going to go to my guy's house, can you let me know? And you cannot frequent that place. If you want to go home, you come home. But I don't want to hear that now you're asking him for money, hanging out with him like that. Instead of being in class, you're at his house. It doesn't add up. So find a way of creating boundaries, but also talk to your fiancé so that he's able to know, he's able to say no. Basically, he's able to say no, that, oh, maybe today I'm not around, or you need to actually be in class, or to actually encourage him to also get something to do for finances. Going on to situation number 4, this one is a bit saucy. My father has been single since her mom passed, and recently he met up with this girl, and I had never met her until I noticed that I actually know the girl from other social circles elsewhere. To my surprise, my father is very, very happy, and I know that I want the best in the world for him. However, this very girl that he's with currently has a reputation of being loose. I believe by being loose, she means of, sleeping around and everything like that. I don't want to see my father sad, or I would really much rather he gets someone, yes, but not the kind of person that's going to break his heart. What do I do? Do I tell him? Do I wait it out to see if their relationship ends up somewhere? Please advise. Hi, Daddy. I'm happy that you're getting someone in your life, but anyway, guys, to be serious. So, when people are in love, when two people are in love, it's very important for you to be very watchful of the things you get to say about this one to the other one, and the reverse is true, because you look like the negative Nancy in the relationship. Like, So if for any reason you were to go and talk to this girl and say, look here, I know you're with my father and I have no problem with that, but you do have a reputation of ABC and D. That might not end well. It might not end well, and now she'll make it a mission for you to, for you to look like the bad guy in this whole story. Usually that's what happens. So my thought would be that you talk to your dad, pick his brain, So Dad, I noticed that you're with so-and-so. How is that going? Do you know anything about her? Do you know anything about, her family, her past, and everything like that? how close are you? Then from there you can gauge. If it's just in this ones of, no, I mean, I'm just getting to know her, and I would still don't have like a solid thing going, it's just a thing of getting to know her, then maybe you can be like, okay, for me, the person that I know, that this very person you're with has tendencies of being like this. However, my thought is, you as dad, I trust that you'll make a good judgment. I trust that you'll see this person for who they are. Give them time, but also stay woke, man. Don't get got. Like, stay woke, make sure that you're studying this person, their patterns, their behavior, and then you'll understand that if this is the person you want to be with, at the end of the day, for me, your happiness is my ultimate goal in all this, and I would hate to see your heart broken because of, a girl. So tell your dad, but let it be up to him to study this person, understand this person, and see if this thing even has a future. Going on to our fifth situation, here goes. I suspect that my uncle is arranging a marriage for me behind my back. He constantly wants me to meet this specific guy for dates and go for his family gatherings. We come from the West, so you know how that usually is. The guy has no issue, but I feel like I'm just being nudged into a relationship that I've never for once picked interest in. I feel forced, but I'm scared of defying my uncle since he raised us in the absentia of my parents. What do I do? First of all, I'm really sorry that you're going through this, because at the end of the day, everyone deserves a choice of love. At least that's a human basic right. So you should be able to decide to make your own decisions, not someone nudging you and putting ideas in your head. Okay, they can't put the ideas in your head, but leave you to be able to decide. With that said, you're an adult and you are very now that they think that you're ready for marriage and everything like that, either have a discussion with your uncle that, okay, uncle, I do appreciate what you're trying to do for me, and I know that you want the best for me, and this so-and-so has no problem. However, maybe I'm not yet ready for a relationship, or I'm not ready to be in a relationship with this specific person, and I would appreciate if you didn't push it so much for me to be with him, go for his family gatherings, because at the end of the day, it will be me to be in this marriage with him, not you or anyone else. But I do know that you come from a good place, and I appreciate that so much. But I would ask that you hold off with any arrangements or even making him believe that we can be a thing, because I'm not seeing him that way. Now that you even say there is nothing wrong with that guy, try and see if you can actually fall in love with the person that he is without your uncle's influence, because that could be biasing you, and this could be something great that you could miss out on. But make sure that your uncle is aware of what's actually happening and how you feel about the whole situation. Bringing us to the last situation on this very topic is, my girlfriend is a very social person, and that's one of the reasons that I love her. However, sometimes at events, we meet so many people, so she ends up leaving her handbag with me, Moala, so she can hang out with them, and it offends me, but I can't tell her. What do I do? First of all, girlfriend. Again, I'm not judging, because I'm a very social person. Like, I'm those people who, if I'm dodging this person in the Capital Shoppers aisle, I run into another person. And I know it frustrates people like that, especially if you're with an introvert. First of all, the fact that you're going to meet 10,000 people on the way, until you sit down, you're saying, hi, oh my gosh, hi, giving hugs and everything in between. I do understand where this guy is coming from. Actually, I had a friend who used to say that for him, because his girlfriend was a kind, he would literally say, no babe, you go and have fun, you'll come back and tell me all about it, because he had been through those patterns of, she either doesn't say, oh, this is my boyfriend, she just says, yeah, this is so and so, or forgets to introduce because she's in the whole huggy moment. So I feel like for a guy to come out and say this, it's really coming from a place of this has been constant. But the reason as to why we are two people in a relationship is for you to come and tell me, babe. And again, I know that it's not an easy conversation to have, because she can literally think you're trying to attack her personality or how social she is. But you can be like, babe, you know that I really love that you're a social person, and for me to see you very happy meeting your friends makes me so happy. However, when we go for events, I would much appreciate if we are able to take in the event, you know, savor the moment together, as opposed to you leaving your handbag and, you know, running off to your friends. I don't know if that's something we can work on, but I believe it's something that can be fixed. And that's just how I feel. Because if I get on to spare time to hang with you, I wouldn't expect that I'm going to be abandoned, you know. So that's just how I feel. But of course, do not use accusatory tones, because then it gets someone defensive. But just tell them how you feel, that, you know what, babe, I really love that you're social, but is there a way we can, you know, minimize on the over interactions to the point that you just leave me there and go off for an hour, you know, interacting with other people that you didn't come with. I would love to do that. And if she does not stop, then maybe you could decide that you're going to hang with the boys and she hangs with the girls or whatever, so that you're not into this whole similar situation all the time. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today's video. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. I know it's still a baby channel, but I do appreciate each and every one of you that takes off time to sit here and watch and, you know, comment. And this is a shout out to Clarice Claudia, who comments on every video. I do appreciate you guys. I'm going to be giving shout outs to the constant people who come onto this channel and, you know, give their views, give their thoughts. You are very much appreciated. Other than that, do not forget to do your best, be your best, and God will do the absolute rest. I love you so much, and bye.